guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a replacement for the weekly vlog. This week has just been so busy with work and I've just needed to like concentrate on it, and then in the evenings either like switch off, or I've been socialising, or I've just been doing things that I cannot really vlog. I have filmed a makeup clean tour thing scenario just to get the makeup drawers cleaned out and tidied out and put back together again. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope life is treating you okay. I hope wherever you are in the world, in the UK it's cooled down. I hope wherever you are in the world everything is good. Slight obviously disclaimer, I have a lot of makeup. There is no particular reason for it other than the fact that I like it. I actually and honestly, hand on heart, rotate through things, and I very often use a different product every day. So it looks like I have a lot, but I do use a lot. And I obviously know I've only got one face. There is no way I can physically get through all this makeup, but it's what makes me happy. I'm not killing anyone, so enjoy. All of my makeup, apart from lipsticks and brushes, which are stored on my desk, are stored in this Alex 5 drawer, just like I am still in like 2012. So this is less of a declutter and more of a kind of tour, tidy up. Like the front of these drawers need cleaning, the probably inside of these drawers need cleaning. So drawer number one, as you can probably tell, is foundations, setting sprays, primers, concealers, powders. There's some fake eyelashes at the back here and sponges, which I did just clean. I wouldn't say there's like too many products in here whatsoever. There's quite a few foundations, but there's two that are like very nearly on their way out. Primers, there's a couple that are nearly on their way out, you know. So everything in here is very much being used. It just needs cleaning. So I'm gonna get everything out, clean down the drawer, you get the idea. I mean, this is just a box. Can you tell when I last cleaned out these drawers? This, for those of you who don't recognise it, is a cream egg wrapper from Easter. So, by the way, these drawer dividers are from Amazon. I bought them in like, I think it's like 3 multi-packs, or maybe even 2 multi-packs that fit all of these drawers. So if I can still find them or they're still sold, I will link them down below. There you go. So this is drawer one. A few kind of foundations. One I'm actually really impressed with is the Maybelline Perfecta 4-in-1 Whipped Matte Makeup. This is actually really good for kind of like quick everyday makeup. It's what I've been wearing to the office most days at the moment. I mean, this is a firm favourite. This is probably my favourite foundation I think I've ever tried. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. Just obsessed. Have mine in the shade 2. I also love the IT CC cream. I think this is my like 3rd or 4th bottle. I mean, I pretty much love most of these foundations. The Dior Backstage, beautiful. The NARS Sheer Glow. This isn't my favourite, but it's a good one. It's the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. And then there's a really kind of high coverage, the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. I've got a couple of setting sprays down here. 2 of them are from beauty boxes, so not my favourite, but I'm very much working my way through them. One is the Illamasqua Hydra setting spray and one is the St. Lux setting spray. My favourite is the Urban Decay All Nighter, alongside pretty much everyone on the planet. So they live there. Primers, I've got 2 that are kind of for radiance and for kind of almost like highlighting. I've got the Anika Radiant Glow Veil and the Rodial Soft Focus Glow Drops. The Anika one's my favourite, but they are both beautiful. Got the Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Primer, the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, which I am like slightly obsessed with. It's very similar to the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I've got my Vive Skin Nova, and then I've got some Duo glue for eyelashes. I kind of keep sponges, they kind of just float around this drawer, if I'm entirely honest. They're all the Real Techniques ones, but I have 4 concealers. I've got the Smashbox Studio Skin, the Rimmel Multi-Tasker, and the Fenty Pro Filter. But my favourite one is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Just a few powders down the side here. I've got the RC Mano Colour Powder. I've got the Too Faced Born This Way, which it's like a powder foundation, but I'm pretty much all the way through that. And then I've got my Heimish Moringa Ceramide Press Setting Powder. This is drawer number 2 and probably needs a quick little tidy up. So we've got face palettes, or what is supposed to be face palettes, at the front here. We've got bronzers, the most blushes in the world. Got a few highlighters, and then at the back here, it's basically just MAC empties. Oh. Right, so I've just swapped over my face palettes and my blushes just because I have significantly more blushes and my blush collection is ever growing, unlike my face palette collection, which I feel like I'm quite happy with. So I've also moved the bronzer palette into the bronzer section because that's kind of all it is. We have a few highlighters down the side here. We've got this one which has actually been discontinued. This is the Rosie for Autograph highlight powder in the shade Rosebud. It's absolutely beautiful. My favourite highlighter, which is the Vive Bijou highlighter. I mean, look at that pan. We've also got a few drugstore ones here. So we've got the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder, which has a hefty little dent in it, and the Revolution Pro Lustre highlighter in the shade White Rose, which is really, really beautiful. So a handful of highlighters down the side here. Bronzers, I feel like I've got my favourites and I kind of just stick to them. So I've got my Larizzi Cream Bronzer, which is my favourite cream bronzer. I've got my Hoola Benefit, which I now basically just use for freckles because it's quite a nice warm shade. I've also got my favourite drugstore one, which is the Max Factor Creme Bronzer in the shade Light Gold. I've got my Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer, which I'm pretty sure is my favourite bronzer ever. This one isn't a favourite, but if I want a really deep bronzer, I use my Milani Silky Matte Powder Bronzer in the shade 4. The palette that I mentioned that I've moved over is the Vive Modern Bronzer Bronzing Duo in the shade Light. So I've got a few face palettes. So I've got the Wonder Beauty Trip for 2 Blush and Bronzing Duo, the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a palette. This is the original one. Got my Huda Beauty Winter Highlighting palette, which I love to use when I'm making a really colourful eyeshadow look. I tend to use this in my inner corner. Too Faced Natural Face palette, which these blush shades in here, can I tell you, they pop. They are absolutely stunning. And then at the front here, we've kind of got Blush Central. So I've kind of organised it with powders on this side and then creams on this side. Got the Hourglass Luminous Flush, which is beautiful. I've got 2 of the Tarte blushes. I've got one in Peaceful, which is this kind of really lovely, kind of bright, shimmery pink. And then I've got the one in Quirky, which is a kind of more natural blush shade, so we say. I've got 2 from Natasha Denona. One is a blush duo, which I'm not gonna lie, this is absolutely stunning. And then I've got the Bloom highlighter brush, which is a bit brighter and a bit bolder. So if I'm using kind of a nice bold makeup look, absolutely stunning. Got one of the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic blushes in the shade Pillow Talk, but this is the intense one. Really, really pretty. I feel like on a really deep skin tone, this would look really beautiful and kind of naturally unflushy. On me, this is quite intense, which I also really like. Probably my favourite powder blush. This is the Vive blush in Pesca. And then last but by not means least, we've got the classic. This is the NARS Orgasm blush, just a classic. Then over here we've got cream. So we've got loads of the e.l.f. Putty blushes. None of them have the shades on them, but they're kind of like every shade kind of want in a blush. They're really, really pretty. Love these. They're really kind of easy to work with, really buildable. And then you've got all the high-end blushes. So I've got one of the Rare Beauty Melting Blush in the shade Nearly Mauve. Actually, I haven't tried this one yet, so can't tell you what I think about it. Got the thing that started the whole love affair with cream blushes off. This is the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out blush in the shade Strawberry Dip. It is, I mean, it's beautiful. Got the Honest Beauty cream blush in the shade Peony Pink. This one is actually really lovely over the top of powders. So if you like powder your face down and forget to put cream blush on, this one works really well over the top. The Rose Ink cream blushes in the shade Ophelia, which is stunning. This is very buildable. I feel like if you're scared of cream blushes, this is actually a really, really lovely colour. Don't use this if you're scared of cream blushes. This is the Tower 28 Beach Please in the shade After Hours. Yeah, this is a bright ass blush. It's really, really dark on me. I mean, I think it's more designed for kind of deeper skin tones, but if you can apply this quite gently and build it up, it looks stunning. And then last but no means least, we have the Patrick Tar in the shade She's That Girl. It's like a cream and a powder. I feel like the powder on its own is not quite bright enough for me. I feel like it doesn't quite show up, but if you put the cream blush on and then put the powder blush over the top, beautiful. That's this drawer. So we then move on to the eye drawer. So this basically has everything you would need for your eyes. It also has at the back here nail varnish. It has some of these, which are, when I used to do blog posts, I haven't done a blog post in like over a year, but I used to use these for nail posts on my blog. And then there's just like lots of bits and bobs in here. But this needs sorting and this desperately needs cleaning. So the back one holds nail varnish. I used to have like the world's biggest nail varnish collection. I now really don't. So I have an Argan Oil from Barry M, the matte top coat from Barry M, which is incredible, absolutely incredible. And then my other top coats I have are I think this is the 3-in-1. Yeah, the 3-in-1 from Barry M. The Sally Hansen Miracle Gel top coat. And then this is like, I've got a couple of glitters. I've got the Essie Naughty or Nice, which is a Christmas one, obviously. And then the Leighton Stardust, which is beautiful. And then everything else is just like bog standard nail varnish colours. So I've got the Sally Hansen Pink Pong, the Revlon Ultra Snap HD in this lovely colour. I've got one of the Essie Bahama Mamas, which is a beautiful kind of purpley colour. I've got Mademoiselle, which is a kind of everyday colour. I've got the Jelly High Shine in Ginger. This is called the Aquarium collection, and this is in the shade Mediterranean. I've got quite a few mascaras. I've got the Maybelline Curl Bounce, the Zoeva Infinite Potential Mascara, the We Makeup More Volume, which if you want a volumised mascara, this is actually nuts. Got a couple of minis, the Anastasia Lash Brag, the It Superhero, and the Benefit They're Real. And then probably one of my favourite kind of drugstore mascaras, this is the Maybelline Sky High. So I would say these are my kind of go-tos. This one's really good if you want like an everyday lengthening mascara. I've also got a backup here in the Too Faced Better Than Sex. At the back here, I tend to put kind of singles and glitters and really, really small eyeshadow palettes. So I've got two of the Huda Beauty ones. I've got the Warm Brown Obsessions, which I feel like they've discontinued. I, as you can tell, over the years have been obsessed with this palette. I've also got the Topaz Obsession, which is beautiful. I don't reach for it as much. They're quite similar palettes, to be fair. And then I've got the NARS Isolde, which I bought off the back of a Zoella recommendation. So that tells you the age of that one. I've then got two of the e.l.f. palettes. So these are the little quads that they did. So I've got the green one, which is Hot Jalapeno. And then I've got this one, which is the shade Berry Bad. I've got two of the Barry M glitters, and then I've got the Barry M Glitter Fix to fix them to my face. I've then got the Anika Copper Crush, which is, I'm not going to open this because it goes everywhere. It is like absolutely stunning. And then this is a highlighter, but it's too dark for me. But as like a eyeshadow colour, it's absolutely beautiful. It's the Rhodea Drive highlighter. I mean, I feel like everyone and their mother has tried this, but I can only actually use it as an eyeshadow. This has been kept in here, but probably should go into the drawer below. This is the Marc Jacobs Iconic in the shade Fantasine, which is right up my street. I mean, look at those shades. I've then got the tools section. So these are just kind of tools that you occasionally need. My brow section is a little bit thin on the ground. I've got the Anastasia Brow Styling Wax. This is fine. I wouldn't say I actually think it's worth it, but it, you know, it's alright. Got 2 of the Dear Dahlia ones and 1 from L'Oreal. There's a We Makeup eyeliner, which is in a makeup bag somewhere, which is my favourite eyeliner and the one that I can't get enough of. But I've just got a few others here. This is a colourful one, so that needs to go away. These are all of my black eyeliners explicitly. A Makeup by Mario one, a Huda Beauty, Dear Gardella Palmer, Ico, Soap and Glory, another Ico, another Ico. And then this section up here is probably my favourite. This is like colourful eyeliners. So I've got 2 here from, what's this brand called? 1999 maybe? I've got a red and a kind of lustrous shade, and then I've got a green. So these are kind of like old-fashioned eyeliners. I then have the Terry Ombre Black Star, which is actually beautiful. I don't use this as much as I should, but it's actually like stunning. And then my One True Love. These are coloured eyeliners that I just love them. So I've got a bunch of the NYX Epic Wear eyeliners in some really inspirational shade names. Are you ready? Are you ready? Red, Lilac and Yellow. And then I've got 2 of the L'Oreal Matte Signature eyeliners in the shades Burgundy and Emerald. And that is this drawer. Last but by no means least, these 2 drawers below. This one has a few eyeshadow palettes in. Not that you can see them, because they're like big, but it's mainly makeup bags. I feel like I need to just generally sort out this drawer. This is the slightly chaotic drawer, which is eyeshadow palettes. This drawer has just got a little bit out of hand. There's a little thing in here that has some smaller eyeshadow palettes in. So you've got the Beauty Bay Pastels palette, the Gosh Rock Down Under, which I feel like Gosh makeup, has it gone away? Did it go bankrupt? I feel like I don't see anyone talk about it, but these eyeshadow palettes are beautiful. I've got this one here, and I've got this one here. And when I used to dye the ends of my hair purple, I used to obsess over this palette. But these are like classics. I feel like no one talks about them. I've got one of the We Makeup little eyeshadow palettes. Really, really pretty. The Too Faced Light My Fire. I mean, Too Faced have the best theming. It's so cute. I've got the Natasha Denona. This is one of those mini palettes. This is the Love one. The Tartlet palette. I mean, the Mini Masquerades by Juvia's Place. Vive palettes, this is the Essential one, and this is the Muse one. I think these are my favourites. I feel like if I lost all the eyeshadow palettes and I wanted like neutrals, these are the 2 I'd go for. Obviously they're not particularly colourful, but love them. The Zoeva Cocoa Blends, which is like proper old school. This is, I really don't reach this anymore. This is my matte like custom palette. I really don't use this, but something about it, I just can't get rid of it. The Too Faced Teddy Bear palette is like the sweetest little thing in the entire world. This is Endangered Cosmetics Red Panda, which is beautiful. It's also like a really nice cause. When you buy the palettes, they donate money to rescue endangered animals. Obviously this one is for pandas, but it's a really lovely palette. The Charlie Betty Beauty The Earth palette. I feel like if you've been paying attention on Instagram, I probably talk about this way too much, but these shades here, the best greens I think I've ever tried. And this shade up here, Capricorn, is so unbelievably unique. I feel like the warm neutrals are like fine, but probably not my favourites. But yeah, the green and Capricorn, stunning. I mean, these are proper old school. We've got the Modern Renaissance and the Soft Glam. And then at the back here, we've got a few more palettes. Oh my god, I've actually just got too many eyeshadows. This is not okay. So I've got the Zao Essence of Nature. This is French, so I'm not going to try and pronounce it. But this is just like a really lovely, super cool toned neutral palette. On the other extreme, I've got the Naked Super Warm palette from Urban Decay. This is Luna Beauty's Life's a Drag. I desperately want the new one, which has got like an extra row of shadows, because these brights are stunning. Anna Lingus Barry M shadow palette. This is like a really lovely kind of smoky dark palette. There's a lot of fallout in these shades though, so I do have to kind of use them first. I've got 2 of the Huda Beauty palettes. I've got the Desert Dusk and the Mercury retrograde, and the thing about Huda Beauty is she literally has like every single formula of eyeshadow covered. So you've got chunky glitters, you've got shimmers, you've got duochromes, you've got mattes. This is the Makeup Revolution Soph palette. I think this is the second one. And then last but by no means in this drawer, I've got the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadow palette, which I think is the Holy Grail one. Just really, really pretty. Hashtag. Just so you've seen them, I'm going to try and locate the eyeshadow palettes that are in this bottom drawer. So these are like the huge palettes that literally don't fit anywhere else. I think I've only got 3. I've got the Morphe James Charles palette. Beautiful. Pretty much every colour you want. The other palette that is beautiful is the Be Perfect Carnival 3 palette. This has got all the pinks that you could physically need. It's got a few more greens in it as well. This is lacking in blues, so I feel like the 2 palettes together, beautiful. And then I feel like this is proper old school YouTube. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I feel like I don't reach for this as much anymore, but there is something about it that I love. So I've now organised both of the eyeshadow drawers. So the bottom one, look at that. So I put all my makeup bags in the big makeup bag at the back. This is actually all of the bits of paper that come in my PR parcels. I don't know why I saved them. This bag is from a jewellery, which the necklace I wear pretty much every single day of my life came in this bag. Obviously, I've just talked you through all these palettes in here, but so many favourites, so many things I love. I've got the small ones in the front here. I've got the kind of more square shaped ones to the side, and then the long kind of thin classic eyeshadow shaped ones at the back. So this is now how my makeup collection is looking. I didn't actually get rid of anything, not that that was the intention of this video, but everything is looking significantly tidier, especially this drawer and especially this drawer. So just that I can find things, reach things, things are clean, things are tidy, and feeling very, very good about it. Obviously ignore all of these. These are from cleaning the drawers. But at the back there, you can see I've got lipsticks, which are also in containers from Amazon. And I've got my eyeshadow brushes at the top there. But I'm not going to sort this out today. They're pretty tidy. Don't really clean them through. So I'm just going to leave those as they are. Obviously put away all of this. But yeah, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, you know the jazz, and I will see you next week for a proper weekly vlog. Oh, hiccup. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.